Welcome back to the Injury Prone Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm here with Dr. Edwin Porras, Dr. Physical Therapy Medical Analyst, FantasyPoints.com. Gracias por tus oídos. Today we're going to go over Christian McCaffrey, Drake London. I'm going to give you a little tidbit on Kyle Pitts to watch out for. But that's it, right? If you want the rest, if you want all the guys, you want to know what's going on with Dak Prescott, Chris Olave, Mike Evans, all those guys that may or may not be coming back this season, make sure you go to FantasyPoints.com. Check out the full article, the Week 10 injury preview. Go from there. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at FBInjuryDoc. And hey, make sure you hit us up the Pro Athlete Physical Therapy Clinic at Pro Athlete PT, basically everywhere where you can find your socials. Let's jump into it. So, number one, what we're looking at here with Christian McCaffrey, right? I've said it before, I'll say it again. I'll take the L on Christian McCaffrey. With a power law player like him, you hear cap strain at the beginning of the season. Could it be bad? Yes, but we don't ever expect it to be this catastrophic, right? What it ended up being was some Achilles tendinopathy, which doesn't go away. It's something that you have to continue to manage from a workloads perspective. It's a workloads thing. It's a continuous sort of inflammatory process. So he's probably going to have his volume monitored and his workloads monitored for the rest of the season. Specifically here in this game, I would not be shocked if we saw 80 to 85% of Christian McCaffrey's normal volume, but he still can go off for you because he is a special player. There is a chance that he continues to re-aggravate this, but the likelihood of that happening at this point, given that they've waited so long, he's had so much treatment on it, I don't want to say it's low, right? But if they're confident enough to put him out there, I think they're confident enough for him to finish the game. So I wouldn't worry so much about re-aggravation, but we do want to see what his practice status looks like next week, just to see how he comes out on the other side. So you can sprinkle him in most DFS lineups. I actually think he's probably going to be under rostered just because people are afraid, and I would be aggressive in using him because this is probably going to be one of the few weeks you can get leverage using Christian McCaffrey. If you waited for him all season long, slide him in your lineup. There's no reason to wait at this point. Next guy that I want to talk about here is Drake London, who's coming off that hip oblique injury. This is a very, very similar injury that Keenan Allen had back in 2018. So Keenan Allen came back. He had 8 targets, 5 receptions. Right, he did the same old Keenan Allen type of things. I expect that from Drake London this week, playing the Saints. So fire him up everywhere. There is a small chance of re-injury. There's a chance that he's not 100%. He's probably not 100%, but given the specific injury, I do think that he's going to be as close to 100% as you can against a terrible Saints organization. So I would not be afraid to fire him up. The last guy here, Kyle Pitts. Wanted to give a little tidbit. I'm not saying bench Kyle Pitts because obviously he's in the same matchup here, but Kyle Pitts was on the injury report with the hamstring strain. He was a full participant on Friday, but this is something that he's been dealing with for the last couple of years. We haven't seen Kyle Pitts be able to shake this hamstring issue. So if you're in a splitting hairs type of decision, if you're looking at Kyle Pitts and another top guy, definitely feel free to go the other direction. If you have a handful of Kyle Pitts, maybe you sprinkle in another guy 1 or 2 times instead of going full-blown Kyle Pitts, because I just want to see how he comes out on the other side. This is something he's been dealing with for a couple of years, like I said, but he should provide some sort of floor as long as he doesn't re-injure the hamstring, but again, that's the primary concern. So that's it for this week. Good luck in Week 10.